You ever wonder how different life would be if the prog turned pop act Genesis had got together to write and record Ricky Martin's Livin' La Vida Loca 13 years before the Latin fusion song hit the airwaves? Thankfully, you don't have to wonder, because in 1986, Genesis wrote their own Woman is Bad, But I Love Her song. Quote, "For us, it's a fairly straightforward rock song. I think it works really well because it's concise. I never think I'm going to like it, but then when I hear it, I like it. Intellectually, I'm not too sure about it, but it works," said Genesis keyboardist Tony Banks. Indeed, Genesis made a fairly straightforward rock song with a fairly straightforward origin. Guitarist Mike Rutherford was working on a riff for The Last Domino that inspired drummer and vocalist Phil Collins to improvise a lyric that would become the title of the song. With these two elements, they created a new track. This was not unusual for the band, as this album and their previous album consisted entirely of songs that had begun as improvisation in the studio. What was unusual for this song was that it hit number 1 in the US, the only Genesis track to ever do so. To die-hard Genesis fans, it also marked a full departure from the group's previous endeavors, which were firmly rooted in progressive rock and art rock, a move for which they blamed Phil Collins. When Peter Gabriel left Genesis to go solo in 1975, he left a hole in the band that could only be filled by Collins taking on more responsibility. After auditioning over 400 vocalists, the band decided that Collins was best suited to become the band's vocalist, while also remaining on drums. As Collins grew as a musician, he too decided to go solo in 1981, only he didn't quit the band to do so. Quote, "When you're in a band, it's a family. There's the road crew and their families to think about. If you just flippantly say, 'I'm leaving,' they're like, 'We've just bought a house with a mortgage.' You can't do that to people," said Collins. While Collins' intentions may have been noble, critics and fans alike noted that the difference between Phil Collins' solo work and the works of Genesis were becoming indistinguishable by their 13th studio album in 1986. Evidently, the new music was incredibly popular. There was a vocal fan base that longed for the days of Peter Gabriel's Genesis. That group must have taken some joy in finding out that Gabriel's Sledgehammer knocked this Touchpoint single out of the number 1 spot. That's right, we're talking Invisible Touch by Genesis on Cover Me.
She seems to have invisible touch, yeah. She reaches in and grabs right hold of your heart. She seems to have invisible touch, yeah. It takes control and slowly tears you apart.
That's right, it's Cover Me, the only podcast that compares famous songs to their many cover versions to find out which one slowly tears us apart. I'm your host, as always, The Snake, joined by my invisible co-host,
Alex Mildenberger. You can't
Alex
see me
Mildenberger.
anyway because we're not in the same place, but I am invisible.
In fact, nobody can see you right now.
No one can see me right now. I can't even see myself.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the downsides of being invisible.
It is tough to be invisible, but the good part about it is you don't have to wear clothes.
True. In fact, it's better because the clothes are visible.
Yeah.
Just like that. Do you remember in the like 2003 or so Fantastic Four movie where
Yes.
Jessica Alba was Invisible Woman? They had a whole like joke where she's like, "I need to get out of this group of people," and then she like turns invisible, but you can see her clothes, so she just like strips down. And that was like, I mean, as a 10-ish-year-old, that was, you know,
It's titillating.
it was titillating, exactly, to my preteen self.
Yeah.
You're like, that woman has no clothes on? Even though it's very much just implied, although I think you see her in underwear or something. So
Yeah, it's horny, and it's Jessica Alba, who was the heartthrob of the early 2000s.
yeah, she definitely had her moment.
She definitely had her moment. Haven't heard from Jessica Alba in a while.
I think she's doing like business stuff
Good
and
for her.
maybe also modeling.
That seems like things she is modeling. At least she clearly would be good at. Business stuff, anybody can do it, right?
I suppose.
I mean, we got a business right here. That business is podcast.
We do, right? Yeah, but it's doing well.
Yeah, wait. You got enough money to throw at a business, you can make anything work.
Sure.
You can also make Genesis work with just about any band members as long as one of them is either Phil Collins or Peter Gabriel.
Yeah, you can do Phil or Pete. Mike is also there.
Is it Mike of Mike and the Mechanics?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some skills too. I'll
Yeah.
allow it.
I don't know
like
any Mike and
one
the Mechanics.
song.
I don't think.
What Mike and the Mechanics song do I know? It's pretty good. He's like pretty proggy and like a bit poppy. It's like a Genesis offshoot. What do I know by them though? Silent Running. No? Maybe not. Because I think I know the Gorillaz song called Silent Running.
Top tracks. There's one there's not much. I'm like, okay, Mike plus the Mechanics. There we go. All right. No,
Wait, yeah,
I don't
do
know.
Silent Running.
I
It's a
don't
pretty
know
good track.
their music at all.
No. And this is what I also discovered about Genesis this week is I know like 2 Genesis tracks and they're both off Invisible Touch. And one of them is Invisible Touch.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I mean, obviously, we set out here to do Progtober,
Yeah.
which we technically did, but like we did bands that are often considered under the prog umbrella. But we didn't really do like we did as the month went on, we did progressively less progressive.
Yeah, like Goodbye Stranger was the most progressive, and even that is pretty.
Yeah, it's
poppy.
like very accessible as a prog song, but like we could say like, oh, see how the structure's interesting, or like they're actually doing these interesting things. And then obviously like Pink Floyd, it's a little more like, oh, this is more standard like bluesy repetitive structure. However, there's
there
also
was a
like
synth.
some cool complexities there. And then it was like, all right, now this one is actually just a 50s throwback. And then now
Yeah.
it's like, well, this is just a pop song.
Yeah, this
I say
this
just, but
this was supposed
it.
to be the Alex Mildenberger twist. That we
yeah, this is supposed
always
to be
do
the
at end of
twist,
a
but we
month.
actually eased into it.
Yeah, we just like it. This was the way it was always going. It would have been more of a twist to do a prog rock song. We should have done like King Crimson or like a Moody Blues track or something.
Yeah, or something like really, really dense and like 12 minutes long. We've
Yeah,
done
like-
it before. We've done a
before,
12-minute
we could
song.
do it again.
Not impossible.
Not impossible, but we're doing and it is pop. Like this is like not only is this definitely a pop track, it's the like turning point pop track for Genesis.
It is like they'd been moving in this direction. That's my understanding. Like Invisible Touch, the album is very much they're like, all right, we'll do more of a pop thing. But even well, I don't want to say too much about the album itself. But yeah, since their early days for sure, they'd been like moving away from that version of the band, which again, I don't even really know anything about.
Yeah, I don't know any Genesis. I don't know any Peter Gabriel Genesis.
Yeah.
This is their 13th studio album. I know 2 tracks off of it.
Yeah.
I know and more enjoy the solo works of Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins.
Yeah, those are the ones that have really come through to me. Yeah, and I'm looking through Genesis. There's like a few Genesis songs I do know, but like this is the big one. And then also, I do like I had like a Phil Collins greatest hits, and it had like this on it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's some Genesis songs that I just always thought were Phil Collins songs.
Yeah, I thought Tonight was Phil Collins. It's just
Yeah.
Genesis.
So, yeah, I don't know. I just always think of them as like solo.
Yeah, and this does complete. I think this year, I could be wrong. We have done Peter Gabriel, Phil Collins, and now Genesis.
Now Genesis, yeah. Because we did Sledgehammer. Famously, Sledgehammer was the song that succeeded this one as a number 1 hit.
That's right.
We told that story before. And then we also did You'll Be in My Heart.
That's right.
Which was, I
In My
think,
Heart.
for February, for Love or Me,
Yeah,
movie songs.
Right, we did because we did movie songs. We did that. We did the Top Gun one, which I can't remember the name of it.
Take My Breath Away.
I knew there was breath involved. Take My Breath
Yeah.
Away.
We did
2 other songs for that.
Titanic.
Titanic,
Did,
which is called.
more.
Oh my God, what the fuck is the name of that?
Yeah,
song?
that one is called shit.
That one is called shit.
Celine
Titanic.
Dion's,
Celine
My Heart
Dion.
Will
My
Go
heart will
On.
go on.
And then there was one more that we did.
Oh,
which
was it the
awesome.
one that wasn't originally from Dirty Dancing? It can't be that. No, we did that one ages. We did that one for Blockbuster Summer.
Yeah.
No, we did. Who cares? Nobody cares. Go listen to it, folks.
Go listen to it. It'll be good. You'll like it.
Yeah, you'll like it. So, Invisible Touch. You hear it all the time. I've probably still played it on the radio all the time. It was a number 1 hit. I know this from the radio.
We did I Will Always Love You, by the way. That was the other song we did.
I will always love you. Oh yeah, from The Bodyguard. That was the
Yeah.
one I didn't. I also didn't watch the Titanic. That was one neither of us watched the movie.
Yeah, did not see The Bodyguard.
Yeah. Look at us.
Look at us reminiscing.
Reminiscing.
Okay, I guess the other thing about this, and you mentioned this, is like this is after Phil Collins had done like several solo albums.
Yeah, he'd been a solo artist for 5 years at this point.
Yeah, so like they were like coming back together to be like, well, let's do some band stuff. Which is kind of neat that they could do both. And the other thing is the like big story of Phil Collins' life at the time was he got a divorce in like 1980, and basically because like 75 to 80 he's married.
Yes.
And the divorce is like a big fucking thing in his life, which like fair enough, it probably should be. But like basically there's material on like all of his solo albums and then also this that are like about that. Right?
Yeah.
A lot of his early stuff is like somehow about his divorce, whether it's like trying to prevent it or his reaction to it or whatever. So it's like a really big thing that he's got going on. And like this is also like about his ex.
Yeah, he says it's about like a few women, and one of the ones he does list as a primary influence is Andrea Bertarelli, his previous wife. Worth noting, he was already on his second marriage at this point, married in 1984.
Right.
But yeah, he's like these people who got under his skin and altered him in some ways for negative, in a negative way, which is how one would talk about their ex-wife. I did hear a story though that the original title line, the regular story is that it was improvised in studio. I heard that kind of post-divorce he was taking the kids out one weekend and they saw like a mime performing and the kid was like, "Dad, what's that?" And he looked at the mime and this guy is like kind of pretending to have a broken leg and he's like, "Well, he seems to have an invisible crutch."
And there's an origin story.
And that's that. What else to say? Yeah, Phil Collins loves to get married.
Yep, he's done it 3 times.
A serial marriage haver, and he wrote this song. It's a classic. It's a classic trope of song. I brought up Ricky Martin's "Livin' La Vida Loca" mostly because we just recently talked about that song. And reading the lyrics this week, I was like, yeah, this is this is just "Livin' La Vida Loca."
Yeah, it's a similar idea. It's a song about a dangerous woman. Someone
a dangerous
who
woman,
get in
which
a
we have
relationship
so
with.
many songs about that.
Yeah, and like, it turns out to be a bad idea, but you still like it. You still want it.
You still like it and want it. Yeah, we have like, probably on this show alone, we've talked about like 20 different songs that's like the thesis of.
Yeah, that's just the one that springs to mind.
Yeah. But I'm thinking, I think even "Witchy Woman" by the Eagles, which we covered 100 years ago, also has an element of that.
Yep.
Where it's like, ooh, she's a woman with black magic. It's one of our favorite things to talk about. What if women were beautiful but also evil? Compelling stuff. Let's talk about these lyrics, though, which begin like this. "Well, I've been waiting here so long, but thinking nothing could go wrong. Ooh, now I know."
Yeah, we sort of... it's an interesting introduction because, as we said, we know the song is about this, like, dangerous woman. But also, now, the introduction doesn't really tell us a whole lot about what happened. He just says he's been waiting for it to happen. Doesn't say what happened.
Well, yeah, he in fact wasn't waiting for anything to happen.
Thinking nothing go wrong. He's been waiting, but also thought nothing would happen.
Yeah, so what is he waiting for?
That's a good question.
I think this is a different, like, if we were to write this today, I'd be like, well, I was just chilling. Like, you didn't have the vocabulary to talk about just being in a state of, like, not doing or needing anything. Just being like, well, I felt I was safe and fine, and, I was just ambling through life pleasantly.
And next thing he knew...
Yeah, now he knows that even he can experience grief and troubles because why? She has a built-in ability to take everything she sees, and now it seems I'm falling for her.
Yeah, interesting. I mean... The second line's fun. She takes everything, including like his heart.
Yeah.
I that's just a fun line, I guess.
Yeah. Well, he's taken with her, right? Would be another way to say it.
True.
And it's interesting that it's everything she sees. So it's not that he saw her and fell in love. It's like she saw him, and now he's in her little web.
And then she applied her magic powers or whatever.
Yes.
I do think that the first line's very funny, just because the phrasing's so weird. Built in. Like she's a robot or something.
Yeah,
or
it's built-in ability, comes in the base model.
Yeah, exactly. It's built right in there. It's like, Couldn't we have said that a different way, Phil? I don't know.
Innate, I guess, would be the word.
Yeah, all sounds like so formal. Maybe we were just having a discussion about how some things are too formal, and then
She has a natural skill.
yeah, something, right? Something that still rhymes. I feel like someone would be able to come up with something.
Yeah, I would think Phil Collins would be able to come up with something. He'd be able to feel something in the air tonight and kind of
something like that.
Paper. Yeah. He's fallen for her. She seems to have an invisible touch. Yeah. She reaches in and grabs right hold of your heart. That doesn't sound so bad. She seems to have an invisible touch. Yeah. It takes control and slowly tears you apart.
Yeah. Now we've got the invisible touch.
Yes.
She's got it. She doesn't even have to physically touch you.
No.
She can just
invisible.
steal your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Because she takes everything she sees or wants.
Yeah.
And she's in control, and it's rough, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, that's it, dude. She reaches in, grabs right hold of you. You can't stop the touch. You can't even see it, dude.
Yeah, and I also, look, Phil, I know it feels this way, and I guess you're right about things you feel, but I also feel like, Phil, you gotta maybe be a little more introspective, because this happens to you a couple times.
Yeah,
so I'm starting to see a pattern here, Phil.
I mean, maybe you should go back and edit this song. It's like I seem to have an addiction to marriage.
Yeah. Maybe I was the problem. I honestly don't know if Phil Collins ever put out a song to that effect or not. All I know is he wrote "You'll Be in My Heart," but that's, I think, about his daughter.
Yeah, it's about his children and also apes.
And apes, of course.
Yes, naturally. Although Seam's doing a lot of work in here, he's willing to admit there's other theories. She seems to have an invisible touch.
True. I guess, yeah, like I said, you have to write about the emotion, even if the emotion, is misguided and, ultimately destructive, because that's just kind of how
he does absolve himself of his own responsibility and his, being slowly torn apart.
So in many ways, Phil Collins is much like me in that you add I don't know at the end of every sentence, and then suddenly you have no culpability.
Yeah, exactly. You want to stand behind your own statement, so you give it a little bit of uncertainty.
Exactly. And then whatever someone does with that information is totally on them.
Yeah. She seems to have an invisible touch, yeah. Well, we move to verse 2. I don't really know her, I only know her name. Ooh, but she crawls under your skin. You're never quite the same, and now I know. There's a pre-chorus there.
I know, it's kind of awkward how it splits it up, but yeah, it does. It is also that fun thing where the final line of the verse leads into the next section, even though it is itself not a complete thought.
Yeah.
Or
I guess now I know is a complete thought.
Yeah, it is a complete thought. It is a sentence. Now I know. But still raises questions. What do you know?
What do you know? Well, he doesn't know her. We know that.
True. He doesn't know her. He knows her name, which, I mean, just implies that, they just met kind of thing, right? They don't know a lot about each other, but, he's obsessed with her.
Yeah.
So I guess he does. I mean, I was talking shit before, but the song is about him being obsessed, right? It's not the other person actually doing anything, but he is sort of personifying that feeling as she is doing stuff.
Yeah, and it could be that he doesn't know her because she's so mysterious and manipulative, right?
Yeah.
How can you know somebody who's not letting their guard down around you, but is playing you like a damn fiddle, so to speak?
Like a damn fiddle, exactly.
Yes.
Which... yeah, it's possible the other person is. It's possible he's just obsessed.
Well, yeah, because she's crawled under his skin and he's never quite the same. This implies some length of time.
It does. But yeah. Yeah, I guess it does.
Yeah.
But now he knows. He didn't know before, but now he knows.
But now he knows. So some time has passed here. And it's worth noting that some people think the woman is drugs online.
Usually people think the woman is drugs.
Yeah, they were quite adamant about it on Song Facts, which I sure, maybe.
I know, I love how confident people are on Song Facts, and it's man, everyone thinks every song is a bit about weed, but it's not always about weed, but it can be about weed for you, and that's fine, but that doesn't mean it's about weed for everybody.
Yeah, do you think it's the sort of thing where, the people probably writing on Song Facts when they were growing up, drug use was quite taboo.
Yeah.
Similar to how, songs in the field, Tutti Frutti All Rudy's about big old booties.
Sure.
it's like, oh, this is very exciting. This is about something that like is taboo. But then you get to like our generation and smoke weed every day is already a hit. It's like
Right.
we've already cracked the seal on just openly talking about drug use in songs.
We have. You can say fucking songs now.
You can say
Taylor
fucking songs
Swift can
now.
say fucking songs now.
Taylor Swift can write a song about her husband's penis.
Yeah.
And it's just another day, you know? So, like, maybe there was something novel back in the day about being like, oh, man, this one could be about drugs. Because, like, fucking Crosby, Stills, and Nash got in a bunch of trouble for that with 8 Miles High. Where they're like, it's about marijuana. And they're like, no, it's also about a plane, though. They're like, fuck you, man. You can't play it on the radio. And so maybe we're just seeing the leftovers of that, where people are like, well, it's about drugs, because that's what it meant to me when I was 14 and doing drugs, and that was important and scary and new back
Yeah,
then.
it seems like the most important thing in the world.
Yeah, whereas I think now it's probably just about some lady.
Yeah, I mean, it's about obsession, I guess, and if that's what you're obsessed about, sure.
Yeah, it's about obsession. The lady could also be painting, if you're
Yeah.
obsessed with painting.
Or reading a
Magic
book.
the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering, yes.
It's probably about Magic the Gathering.
It's probably either Magic the Gathering or Warhammer 40k. You never
Yeah,
know.
those are destructive hobbies.
It's usually those two.
At least financially. Pre-chorus, she's got something you just can't trust, and it's something mysterious. Now it
Mysterious.
seems mysterious. And now it seems I'm falling for her.
So it's a little different from the last one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
She doesn't have a built-in ability anymore,
No,
but we are falling for her again.
Yeah.
But she's not trustworthy.
No.
This part does make it seem to me the most like, oh, it's something about her that like she's doing to entrance this guy.
Yeah. She's using pheromones or something.
Yeah, or something.
Like something.
And obviously, we reiterate the mystery of it all, right? Like something mysterious. Like before, I don't really know her, only know her name.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess, like, the picture of this relationship that's being painted is like there's not really like a vulnerability. It's not really like a secure connection. It's just, it makes it seem like he's saying he's being used, kind of.
Yeah.
Without actually like saying that explicitly.
Yeah, he feels that there's something negative will come of this relationship because of her, but he's also like, well, can't help it, I'm falling for her.
Yeah, I am powerless in this situation.
Yeah, I'm too horny
Too horny for
to stop.
life.
Too horny for life. Boom, we hit the chorus again. We get an instrumental break. We get another chorus. We get verse 3. Well, she don't like losing. To her, it's still a game. And though she'll mess up your life, you'll want her just the same. And now I know.
What do you know?
What do you know? Well, that one leads into the
Yeah.
first pre-chorus again. So the same shit.
Yeah, built-in ability.
More about her built-in ability.
More about that built-in ability. Yeah. So again, this is like the picture that's being painted of her,
Yes.
of this woman, is like just more and more negative, I think, as it goes. Now
Yeah.
it's all a game, right? Love's just a game and
Mhm.
all that. And like she'll mess up your life just to like win this game,
Yeah.
which I assume means staying in the relationship. I'm not exactly sure what that's supposed to.
Yeah, what is she losing? What is
Yeah.
the game?
Is the game like that she wants people to like her but doesn't want to be vulnerable or something?
Yeah, does she just want like adoration, but she doesn't want to give that in return? She
Yeah,
wants
maybe
love,
that's
but
the
doesn't.
implication. The game is
Yeah.
like get other people to like you, but don't make yourself vulnerable.
Yeah, make other people vulnerable, but don't make yourself vulnerable, because that would be losing to her. I mean, she just doesn't want to fall in love. She wants people to fall in love with her. She doesn't want to fall in love.
Mm-hmm.
She can mess up your life. She'll make you play her crazy games. What is it? Like a bullet to your brain, okay? It's like a
Like a bullet to your brain. Yeah, exactly. Outside, inside, out.
Inside, outside, up.
Inside, upside, down.
downside, up, down, left, right, BA.
Left, right, BA.
Select start.
Select start. Did have to do the up, down, left, right recently.
Oh, yeah?
It's how you open a door in Tales of Fantasia.
Oh.
Yeah, which is not a Konami game.
Yeah, it's interesting how the Konami code gets around.
That it's been referenced since at least that's the PS1 version, but I think the Super Nintendo has it too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's
that's
ancient.
quite an aside.
That is an aside. The reason we're not talking about this makes sense. It's love. Love.
Yeah,
is
it's a
Battlefield,
fairly
love's a game.
simple song.
Yeah.
It's not the most simple song we've ever done, but it's a similar concept to one we talked about recently too.
Yeah.
There's this force at a distance applied by this woman who's able to just draw people in with her gravity and hold them in. And not let them go. And she's also like kind of not that nice about it. It seems like she's also like kind of controlling. Maybe it doesn't really say controlling, I guess.
But she is she is knowingly taking advantage of you.
Yeah, because people become obsessed with her.
Yeah, she's got that raw animal magnetism. She's got charisma. She's risen him as the no longer kid.
Charisma.
Is that Toast?
To reference Toast of London?
Yeah, it is.
That one episode with John Hamm.
Talking about John Hamm. Yeah.
Meh.
Nah, I forgot it was the "ma" that really drags out on that. Love that guy.
Yeah. Anyway, this is just all references today. You want to talk about the Super Nintendo some more, or do you want to talk about some instrumentation?
You're trying to trick me here, Alex. I don't know which is the right course of action. Yeah, let's talk about the instrumentation. Let's do the instrumentation.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about the lyrics some more, but I don't have much to say.
There's nothing else to say.
Yeah.
She seems to have an invisible touch. Yeah.
Yeah, she takes a hold and grabs hold of your heart, reaches in, rather.
Yeah, she reaches in and grabs, which makes me, if we want to talk references, that does make me think of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
The end of part 3?
3, yeah, where Star Platinum is used to stop or slow the beat of Jotaro's heart.
And also restart Joseph's heart.
Joseph's heart, that's
after the fight. Yeah.
There's a reference. And things that had Super Nintendo fighting games, Stardust Crusaders.
No, there you go.
I think Super Nintendo. It might
was there a Super Nintendo Stardust Crusaders?
There was definitely an arcade cabinet, but I just assumed it was Super Nintendo because I was playing it on like one of those arcade cabinets that's just an emulator with a bunch of games on it.
Oh yeah. Let me see.
Not important, Alex. What's important is that this song, much like Alan Parsons Project Don't Answer Me, starts with drums.
It does. Not only that, it starts with Phil. Phil. Phil.
A drum Phil Collins.
Yeah, exactly. A drum Phil Collins. Because he's the drummer here. So he's playing on Simmons SDS-7 electronic drums.
Is that one that's in the music video that like it's got like kind of like pentagonal structures? Yeah, those things are very cool looking.
Yeah, Simmons electronic drum kit. And apparently, I mean, there's like story of them recording. I guess they were like, had this electronic drum kit and they were like, okay, we like it, but we're not going to feed it right into the mixing desk. We're going to like put it into a PA system and then record it. And it's like, okay, we do that a lot. That's like more common now. But back then it was like, we've got these pentagonal drums. Actually, they're hexagonal. I am now noticing in the image. Okay. But they're like, an odd shape. They're not round, you know?
Yeah, they look like the 80s.
Yeah, exactly. Like future, but also old.
Yeah, they are hexagonal. Look at that. I'm a fool.
Yeah. and he's playing these drums. They've also got let's see what I wrote it down. An Oberheim DMX drum machine on this track, but that I think comes in a bit.
Yeah, that is a synth and not the deceased rap artist.
Yeah, exactly. Not that DMX.
No.
An Oberheim.
An Oberheim.
An American synthesizer manufacturer.
Fancy piece of synth equipment there.
Yeah. Of course, this is like 85, 86, so synthesizers have become a lot more common and are just being more all the time. But also, like, if you look a few years in the past, Phil Collins is pretty instrumental in, like, helping to popularize like the sound of like 80s drums, which is that huge like reverb sound, particularly on the snare. And like because it was him and basically Peter Gabriel like working together to make that sound. And I think there was a producer involved too, whose name I would not know even to forget.
Right, of course.
yeah, he's like a big part of making that sound, which is like very 80s. Which
Yeah, and
we
it
don't
makes
even like get
sense.
that much on this song.
No, it's pretty
do, though.
straightforward.
The
Like,
intro is
even
like,
at the start there.
you know, it's got that like electronic sound.
Yeah, but I was gonna say Phil Collins, kind of a rare breed in the sense that you don't usually get drummers who become solo musicians.
Yeah, not as much, especially like singers, right?
Yeah, and singers as well.
In that way, like it's like him and like Don Henley.
Yeah. So when you get somebody who comes at music drums first, rather than being like a guitarist, and then like I don't think David Bowie knew how to play drums. Like he knew a lot of instruments.
Like he could probably like play some drums, but he wasn't like a drummer.
Yeah, he wasn't a drummer by any means, right? So to come at it from a rhythm aspect, not even like rhythm bass, but like percussion.
Yeah,
I think he had a unique opportunity to affect the music world.
It is a bit of an interesting perspective because the other, like, I'm trying to think of like other artists I know who like kind of started on drums in some way and then changed. And Frank Zappa supposedly started learning drums.
Well, he started on the bicycle.
Right, he started on the bicycle, of course, on TV on the bicycle. But he was supposedly started out as like a drummer and then like learned other stuff. And the other thing, I don't know if this really is as relevant, but Dan Hawkins apparently started as a drummer, and I've heard him say in an interview that he plays the guitar like he plays the drums, which is why he bleeds a lot when he plays the guitar.
Okay, interesting. Dan Hawkins of the Darkness.
Of the Darkness, yes.
Yes, yeah, okay, yeah.
Justin Hawkins' brother.
Justin Hawkins. Dave Grohl, who I think was a
true,
drummer
Dave
for
Grohl.
Nirvana, but
Yeah.
I think he also had played guitar before that,
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think. And of course, Ringo Starr, who now is a country musician.
Yeah, Ringo Starr, who is a bit outside of all of this, quite frankly.
Whose influence on music at large, beyond the Beatles,
is questionable.
I mean, he's there. He's around.
But yes, Phil Collins, like in terms of pop music, like pretty influential in the 80s. And yeah, you get there's more big drums than I was thinking now that I'm listening.
Oh yeah, you get the drum fill at the start, and yeah, it's big like kick.
Yeah.
And that what must be the improvised guitar riff is that.
It's got to be, right? Because like the story is he was playing that and then he improvised the title over it, and that's the line he sings over that riff, right?
Yeah.
Invisible touch. So it's like, yeah, it's got to be it. So that's from Mike.
That's from Mike, and that guitar is very like trebly, and it's like the way it's processed. I almost would have believed it was synth, but no, it is an electric guitar.
It does sound synthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's very bright.
Mm-hmm. There's something about the attack too, and maybe like the way it rings out. You're like, okay, that is a guitar, but you don't hear it like that usually.
And like possibly using like running it through synth.
Yeah, no doubt they could. I've seen a picture of that Oberheim. It's got fucking switches and levers.
Yeah, I'm sure
dude.
they've got plenty of equipment.
Yeah, they can make some. They're on their 13th studio album.
Right.
They got the money to fucking throw around.
They've got the chops and the cash.
Yeah, they got everything they need. Mike Rutherford also playing bass guitar on this, which has a nice little groove to it.
Yeah, it's very synthy, unless there's also a synth bass.
Yeah.
But it's like very like low. Like
played really low.
Bassy bass.
And sometimes, just hitting like long notes. Boom, boom. Like, all right.
But then it'll do like quick runs. It'll do like, you know?
Yeah.
To the point where like there are covers that move that to the guitar because they're like, we got to have that.
Right, because it is so active. Yeah, it's a very like poppy, kind of funky. Phil Collins said this was influenced by The Glamorous Life by Sheila E.
Right,
which was written by Prince. At least lyrically, but I imagine I'd like a Prince written song performed by Sheila E. It probably has a bit of funk and pop to it, so I can see some of that being here.
Yeah, I don't know that song specifically, but like Sheila E. is a percussionist, right?
Yes.
Like she plays those drums, and I only know that because of the We Are the World documentary.
She was brought into as bait for Prince.
Exactly, and like that's the extent of my knowledge of Sheila E. basically.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because it sounds like she had a lot of potential, but kind of didn't ever amount to that much.
Yeah, it was maybe a little bit overlooked.
Yeah, over like Prince. But anyway, you can like there's so much drum focus, and I think particularly the thing that makes me think of it is like the the solo later on, the instrumental section.
That's true. Even
but
the
we'll see.
verse is very just Phil Collins. Like talking about Genesis being a Phil Collins solo project. Like
Right.
the emphasis in the verse as he starts singing is the drums and his voice.
Right. It's like, okay, it's the Phil show now.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I mean, hey, Tony Banks is there on keys.
Yeah, filling in that back with some like sustains.
Yeah.
And there is like a plucked guitar there, maybe a little muted.
Yeah. It gets like all muted. This is in the verse, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then it kind of like it plays like an unmuted parts, but it's, like fairly standard between lines, right?
Yeah.
So it's like licks between lines. Normal thing.
Normal thing.
Yeah.
And Phil Collins can sing, so we like to hear him sing. We want to hear him. And of course, built-in ability stands out because he really punches that.
Yeah. Built-in ability.
She got a built-in ability.
That's when we move into the pre-chorus.
Yeah.
Section, which is very, very similar.
Very
but not
similar.
It's got like a few notable things.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of like play the guitar and bass together. They just do like a bump, bump.
Oh, yeah. Doom, doom.
And then later on they go bump, bump, bump. So like there's kind of two different things they do here.
Yeah, there is the essence in knowing that their work comes from studio improvisation. This is like a jam band if a jam band did pop hits.
Right.
So some of the moves like between verse to pre-chorus are more just like, I'm going to noodle on two different notes in the pre-chorus than I did in the verse. Like it's a very slight change up rather than a more like notable change up that you'll get in like a hard pop song.
Sure. Yeah, and it's not, it's definitely like, you can tell it's a pre-chorus because it changes a bit, but it's like, not that much.
Not that much.
And then, of course, we move into the chorus. It's basically the intro again, but now there's singing. And like we mentioned before, it plays that main melody, and also like the lyrics and guitar riff are just, they're playing together. They're doing that melody.
Yeah.
And then this is where you get those really smooth bass runs.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, another reason why I was like, it's got to be a synth bass. Like, it's so...
It sounds so
like,
synth
too
based
fast,
there.
Right?
But then you hear the long notes and it does sound like an actual bass. So it's when it does those quick runs, like you're like, okay, that sounds like synth bass, and then it sounds like regular bass. You're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like both, but and it's again, it's possible it could be both. You could like alternate between them. It's a recording, right?
Yeah, it could be that like Tony Banks is playing just left-handing it.
Tony Soundbanks, more like it.
Tony Soundbanks over here, and then Rutherford just came on and filled like a couple of bass guitar like sustain notes on the track afterwards. Like that could be all this is that we get a on like a left-hand keyboard. And then two sustain notes afterwards are Mike Rutherford on bass guitar. But I don't know.
Yeah, they could be trading off, and like you could make them sound very similar.
Yeah, or you could double it too. This could be a 2-instrument wall of sound.
Yeah, or you could run a bass through a synthesizer to trigger it, make it sound a particular way, and also have keys attached to that could also trigger it, and then you could switch between them seamlessly. It would sound different, but I don't know.
And it sounds like way too much work for something that is in like the bottom third of the track.
Yeah, would you do that? Probably not.
Probably not. But hey, who knows? It's their 13th studio album. These guys come from a prog rock and art rock background.
Yeah.
They're going to try some crazy
do whatever
shit.
they want. So that bass is cool, I guess, is the upshot.
Yeah, the upshot is the bass is cool.
Yeah. We move through another verse, which is very similar to the last one. You don't get a ton of changes between sections, but there is a new sound on the following pre-chorus, because there's like this really hard buzz synth, like really hard-edged synthesizer.
Oh, yeah.
That like briefly comes in on the pre-chorus and then comes in more later on. But like we get a little teaser of it just like kind of just before we move into the chorus.
Yeah, I do hear that. It is one of those buzzier synths. And it's that one you hear and you're like, shit, was that always there? And you go back, you're like, oh no. It's
like, no, but kind of. It just goes buzz up, and then like we move, and then we, invisible touch, yeah.
Yeah, she seems to have an invisible touch.
And then again, chorus, like as far as I can tell, it's like the same. This is our big chorus moment.
Yeah, like the fucking Tony Banks said, he's like, it's pretty straightforward, dog, and like intellectually, he's like, I don't know about it, but
I know.
I play it. It sounds good.
I love here, like, it's fun to read what, like, that all the band members like this song. Because, you know, there's a lot of hits, kind of poppier hits. Sometimes they're like, the bands don't like them or they don't like playing them. And maybe it's just because they all kind of had their own things going on. And this was just like another thing they did because they were in this band.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's nice to hear that like they actually enjoy the song and they're all like, yeah, no, it's fun. It's a good one. I like it. And no one's like, it's so meaningful. They're just like, no, it's fun.
Yeah, especially because it all comes out of this like studio jam session where it's just like, yeah, we all kind of contributed. We noodled it out. It felt good, and we recorded it.
Yeah. So pretty cool. Nice to hear. Not very prog.
No, not very prog at all. Progless.
Progless, which is fine.
We get the chorus. 144 is the next point I'm going to jump to here. The instrumental break.
Yes, the instrumental
possibly
break.
A middle 8.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all instrumental. It's between two choruses, so I don't even know what you would count that as. I just called it an instrumental section.
It is that. And we get like a sort of xylophonic synth solo.
Yeah, it does seem to be a synth set to xylophone or like marimba or whatever, playing like this really fast arpeggio. There's lots of sounds here though, and this is the part where I thought of like, again, don't know that much Sheila E., but I'm like, drum solo? Drum section? Like percussion section? Okay.
This the zone we're in?
And there's lots of sounds. That harsh synth comes in too, closer to the end, but it's there, doing like, and then like constantly just doing these like fast marimba synth arpeggios.
Yeah, and then just like one dull like bass synth just going
yeah, and then another synth playing like like it's doing its own little riff. So like there's actually it becomes really dense like just for a few seconds.
Yeah, I mean this is a 13-second
yeah.
section here, and so yeah, it's like it denses up really quick. It intensifies and intensifies.
Yeah, and then of course right back into a chorus.
Yeah. That's what this song is about. If you told me this song was all chorus, I'd have believed you. I don't even know there were verses.
I know.
Until this week.
Especially listening to the first verse where it's like, wait a minute, you're waiting, but nothing's going to go wrong.
Yeah, first verse on this, kind of weak.
Kind of doesn't say a lot, right? I've been waiting for something.
For something. It's like, well, what were you waiting for? Waiting for nothing to happen. Okay, Genesis. Okay, Phil. But yeah, we're back into the chorus. Key change or an octave shift around 245?
There is a key change on the chorus, yeah.
Yeah, we're up, dude.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And then there's like more and more vocal tracks there. Also,
yeah, we start layering in those backing vocals.
Yes, for the like, this is like outro choruses
Outros,
too,
yeah.
right? Because once we...
yeah, I've skipped over verse 3. I don't think anything really happened there.
So the only thing I noticed on that one, there's a synth that actually comes in like right away after the intro that is kind of just like a drone, and it's a lot louder now. It's kind of doing a new thing. So it's like almost functionally like an organ, like that kind of thing, but like higher up. Throughout the song, and then on this last verse you can actually kind of hear it, and it plays like a tiny little more of like a progression.
Yeah, and is that the one doing, because on this pre-chorus
it's just
he
playing,
does it's got yeah, and then after lines on this one, which hasn't been on previous choruses, there's a synth that goes dun, 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 so she's got a built-in ability bum, 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 to take everything she sees dun, 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 dun. That's not on the first pre-chorus. I don't think it's on the second.
Sorry, I'm trying to listen for it. Is that different from the guitar part?
Is that a guitar doing that?
Well, I don't know, man.
It's like it's very loud, very upfront. It's the three or four notes that plays after each line there. A built-in ability.
Oh no, I hear it. Yeah, synthesizer. I was on the wrong line. Yeah, I think that is new.
Yeah, that is new. It's
so
not
there
on
is a bit new on this last verse and pre-chorus.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think actually that might be the marimba synth.
Okay.
They just kind of like, and then like it kind of plays along with the guitar in the back half too. Oh, that might be
Yeah.
different. Let me hear. Hang on a sec. Yeah, I think that is what I noted as possibly the marimba synth.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are a few things in the last verse and pre-chorus.
Yeah, they're still switching it up, and that's kind of prog rock if you think about it, folks.
It's kind of prog rock. But let's see what else we got here. We've got the chorus, the key change. Then that's where the key change happens.
Yeah,
Is after
chorus,
that.
key change, and
It's
then
good for cycling up that intensity. We're just like cranking it up for the end.
yeah.
And then we fade out on this, right? Like it repeats the chorus a couple times. With like
with the
several
new
layers.
backing vocals in to add again a little more complexity, a little extra layer.
Yeah.
And then, we fade out.
And that's the thing. That's the song.
That's
it's,
the song.
Yeah, I mean, pretty catchy song. Again, very different if you're looking for like progressive rock. You're not getting that here.
Yeah.
But I think a solid like pop track. You know, the sections all like don't overstay their welcome. They run into each other pretty quickly, if not like super duper smoothly, like we get from something like, oh, I don't know, Born to Run is the one that I'm thinking of that we talked about recently. But it doesn't have that like really smoothness, but it's very quick between sections. And then of course, I didn't realize, like, I've heard this song. I've listened to this song, you know, casually, at least for a while, and didn't realize, never thought of like how dense the instrumental section was. It gets so like busy there.
Yeah, there's really like quite a few different elements, especially because it's just 3 of them. And like looking at what like instruments there are in this, it's a pretty short credit list of the 5 instruments they're using. One of which is a synth, which of course is a million instruments, but you know, it's the Oberheim DMX, the Simmons drums, the keyboards, the electric guitar, and the bass. 6 instruments if you want to count vocals. Like that's a pretty tight band for to get a result this dense.
Yeah, especially, I mean, we'll see in the video. It's a lot of keyboards, sometimes with several people on
Sometimes
the same one.
everyone
Probably not
playing it.
actually, but maybe.
This video, people were very excited about on the internet, like this fucking video, and it's kind of just fine, I think.
Yeah, maybe it was a bigger deal in 1986.
Yeah, I think the concept's good. I think we've maybe had better versions of this since then.
I do think it's fun. They're obviously having fun, and it's like a bit of like this meta thing where it's like about filming a video that doesn't really exist. Like the video is them filming the video.
Yeah.
So like you have this sort of like one layer removed, and again, they're clearly having a good time.
Yeah, and it shows Genesis's love for tech because they're playing a lot with handy cams. And doing different shots like that.
They've got these, according to the internet, 8mm cameras.
Yeah.
So that's fun. And just like filming each other. And like talking, and they're like, hey, you're doing great. We're being a director. And so there's like that intro where they're just like fucking around. And you can also see like there's a track on the ground for like, I guess dolly shots that would be.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's all, you know, it's like behind the scenes footage for kind of a music video, but there's no music video without the behind the scenes.
Is the behind the scenes footage. This is directed by Jim Yukich, who's worked with these guys previously in 1983 on That's All. So yeah, they're in a sound stage or just like a film studio, like a set.
Yeah.
They're goofing around with their little 8mm cameras.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like there's so many videos that are just like bands playing in a band dimension that this like kind of feels like, even if it like was a precursor to that.
Yeah.
It's definitely like part of it feels like, oh, we're just watching the band play. But also Mike Rutherford rides a bike for a bit. So like,
yeah, they all enter a giant hamster wheel pretty late in the video and walk in that for a bit.
So like, it's definitely like goofy and fun. I would say my ideal situation would be I would maybe want a bit more of like some kind of narrative, even if it's like a meta story.
Yeah, even if there's just like a director who's trying to get them in line or something.
Yeah.
Like just an opposing force would get a little more juice out of them goofing around and having fun. because we know they're getting into trouble or something.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because it does kind of start that way, where they're like, "We're starting," and then Mike's like, "I'm in the trailer. Oh no,
Oh,
I got to get there
no.
fast." And it's like a bike.
Yeah.
Will
Yeah,
do
I
the
gotta
trick.
bike around a few times to get there quick.
And then also,
yeah, go ahead.
Phil Collins seems to really like the joke of like, I'm wearing a trench coat and pretending to be a flasher or something.
Yeah, like a little too much.
Like a little too much, yeah. But at least he's having a good time. He sings into his drumsticks, which again, that's like a time-honored tradition of like bands being like, we got to lip sync. Well, let's make it obvious we're lip syncing because this is very silly.
Yeah.
Famously done several other times, such as like Nirvana on, what were they on? Where they like switched instruments and like just clearly
There's
not
a
doing
few
the thing.
stories of bands doing that. It's not just Nirvana.
Oh yeah. There's many
early
stories,
ones,
and it's like the band didn't want to lip sync, so they protested by like doing it terribly, or like
like doing a really shit.
they
job.
weren't like they were only pretending to hold their instruments, which were like sitting, that kind of stuff.
Right,
It has that feel to it, but also like it's Genesis, and they don't feel like this punk group, so they just feel like they're goofing around more so than like raging against the machine,
Yeah, it's all very lighthearted. There's no there's no like message behind it. It's just like watch Phil Collins and Mike Rutherford and Tony Banks have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And to that extent, so like around 102, you get the first, I think, usage of the 8mm footage. And it just kind of sucks. Like, it's not very good.
The other camera?
Yeah, you can tell there's a shift in, like, grain and also in, like, dimensions. No, actually, dimension stays the same, but the shift in grain, you can tell.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's like more, like, the light is, like, more diffused,
The light
kind of.
is more diffused. And we pull out from that shot a second later to see Phil Collins holding the camera, recording that moment. So it's established that that's the footage from that. I think we could capture better footage with the 8mm here, and
and I mean they clearly have these other cameras. You can see them and they use them because there's a lot like better shots, and it just jumps between those two.
Yeah, like he should have tried to do like a GoPro style shot, like attach it to his drumstick and have it go like
as he plays.
Like, do weird shots with it, but we just get him, like, sloppily recording Mike Rutherford's chest.
Yeah. And also taking the guitar, which he's not really playing.
Yeah.
I think he's pretending to play.
And I think it's
Is he pretending to be Mike Rutherford? Are those shots of him, like, imitating Mike Rutherford or something? I don't know. I think he even has his jacket for a bit.
Yeah, that would make sense to me.
Like, early on, too. And it's, like, not even obvious. Is that the same jacket? I don't even know, man.
It's a big jacket.
And he's got his like big trench coat.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's fun. And then ultimately, the video is mostly just them performing it in a band dimension, even though there's like these meta elements, which are fun.
Yeah, I think, we establish it as a stage and not like just a loose universe in which a band is playing. So it's
right. It feels more physical, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, we don't really do much with establishing that. Like, beyond the fact that a guy can bike around it, we can get into a big wheel and walk together.
Yeah, and also he's playing pool at one point for like a second.
Yeah.
When he just uses a cue to knock a single ball into a hole on its own, which I don't know different pool games, but that's not the one I know, that's for sure.
That's no pool I know. 222, when we get to the instrumental section, that's when you got your shot of all the lads playing the one keyboard.
Yeah, that's a fun section. There's a couple fun shots in the synth solo. Like the cameras above him and spinning around. That's fun. There's a bit where Phil Collins is like on the backside of the keyboards and just like drumming on the keyboards themselves with his drumsticks.
Right.
And then of course, the shot you mentioned and that has come up, like just all three of them are playing whatever this synth is. I can't see the name.
It's a
KX88
88
something. I don't know that one.
Kicks 88, bro.
Kicks 88.
Hey. But yeah, they do this. He dances with Mike Rutherford a bit from behind. He like spoons him.
Yep.
The best part of this music video, I think, is right at the end when we actually hear what they're singing in the studio.
Yeah. That is fun. That's the little like end of the video. All the like professional overdubbing, like lip syncing, whatever cuts out, and it's just them like singing in falsetto together. Feels very casual.
Yeah. And then Phil Collins says, "That was fantastic."
Wasn't it fantastic? And then Mike says, "Great." And then Phil says, "It was really fantastic."
It was really fantastic. I think it was okay. I think it was fine. I think it could be better. I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's like fun, but it's also like definitely like an early one of this.
Definitely an early one. But we got to get to some early covers.
We do.
First, a short break.
Dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum.
We're back.
Yeah, we are.
Talking covers of Invisible Touch by Genesis.
By Genesis.
Genesis. Starting in the year 2001 with Unsung Zeros.
Yeah, which I misspelled as Unsung Heroes and then like had a lot of difficulty finding the group and then realized I just spelled it wrong.
I struggled a
used the
lot
wrong
with
word.
Chill Phil this week for similar reasons.
Yeah.
Unsung Zeros, though, I luckily got.
Yes,
Rock
I eventually
band
got
from,
them.
yeah.
They seem like
Orlando,
a pretty
Florida.
like straightforward rock band from 2001. Like there's a bit of pop punk in there, but they're not really like a punk group. It's just like they have that sound because that's what everything sounded like.
Yeah, they call themselves punk rock / power pop, which if you split the difference is pop punk.
Yeah.
So.
Which, yeah, I'd just put them more towards pop anyway. But
Yeah.
do you know anything else about them?
No, that's really it. Like you
Yeah.
said, there's a bunch of these guys in the early 2000s. And they are that. This is a kind of pop punk version. I think my big criticism here is that vocally we are struggling for a lot of this song.
Yeah, I think it's like higher and nasally.
But then he also can't push himself. He tries to do the Phil Collins pushes, but they come off really flat.
Ah, yes. It's definitely, on the flat side. Supposedly, the band never performed this song in the original key. They always put
always
it down.
change it around?
Well,
Okay.
they put it down because they don't want Phil Collins to strain his voice in a
Fair,
live setting.
That's a smart move. Did you know one time
yeah.
Phil Collins got in trouble for singing fuck in this song?
In this song?
In this song, yeah. Apparently a live move he did as well was we changed something to fuck. I don't know what line.
Right, because there's a live, like a famous live
Earth in
version
2007
of this. Oh, 2007.
where he gets in trouble for it because it was like broadcast on BBC and they can't have swear words on there.
That's very funny. In front of millions of television viewers. Honestly, good on you, Phil.
Yeah, honestly, say fuck.
Say fuck. If Taylor Swift can say fuck, Phil Collins can say fuck twice.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know why twice, but
and you know what? Seniority. He's been in the business longer.
yeah. Did Taylor Swift score Tarzan? I don't think so.
Yeah, as soon as Taylor Swift scores a Disney movie, she gets a second fuck.
And honestly, if she does it, she gets it. There's no more. I'm not going to be upset about it. I don't know why I would be.
Listen, I'm just playing by the rules here. I got nothing against Taylor Swift. But if you want that second fuck, you got to work for it. You got to work with the big mouse.
Famously not hard worker Taylor Swift.
Famous layabout Taylor Swift.
Gotta work for Disney. You know, you gotta give something back to the little guy.
Yeah.
By working for Disney.
For Disney. So I think the vocals are weak here.
Sure.
I like some of the staccato energy on this. Damn, 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 damn. I think that is fun and energetic.
Just like really punchy. I did find this one was like pretty punchy. I like the sound of it as much as like it was towards kind of pop punk, but yeah, like maybe power pop is a better way to describe it. And it's pretty straightforward, but it's like okay, we're moving the guitar riff to like a more distorted guitar sound, and like it is more focused around just guitar sounds, which we get in these kinds of covers a lot. You know, it's a guitar rock group.
Yeah, you remove the synthesizer, everything has to go on a guitar of some kind.
Yeah, exactly. But I think they do pretty good with it. Like, you can see they have a progression from like, oh, the guitar's more muted at first, and then it starts to play out, and then like get a little more, I guess, you know, intense. It's louder. And then early, and then even like in the outro courses, they do like a little drop down to drums and vocals, and then bring it all back in. So I do think it's like reasonably effective. Instrumental part's fun. Get a lot of like bass right at the start and a lot of cymbals. It feels a little closer like to the rest of itself than the original instrumental section, which was kind of out there.
Yeah, it takes a bit of a leap on the original.
Yeah. So they're a little more like, I guess, consistent, I would say, in their sound.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but like, it's all good. I feel I overall liked the sound of it.
Yeah, I thought instrumentally, you know, nothing far out and crazy here, but they do the pop punk or power pop, punk rock, whatever you want to call it, pretty solidly. I's vocals really just fucking hurt this version a lot for me.
Yeah, I guess they got that flat thing going on. I sometimes I'm like, it's pop punk. They do that, but it definitely has that going on.
I think there's you know, there's a tone to pop punk, and then there's like there's just singing poorly, right?
Fair enough. Maybe if they transposed it down a little bit.
Yeah, if they brought it down, and I'm also a firm believer in that. The original song is very trebly. It is, and I think we could get a lot by bringing in some lower end there. But that's me. I'm a guy.
Do we do that in the next version? I don't think so.
In 2007 with Holly Willis, not bloody likely.
A little bit.
We seem to have an invisible touch, yeah, purity. Then wraps right hold of your heart. You seem to have an invisible touch, yeah. It takes control and slowly tears you apart.
Yeah, I
Not
guess
really.
there is like a bass. No, it's very this one's very much like a vocal piece.
Yeah, it's not like a super bassy song, but like at the very start, there's a low bass.
Yeah, so Holly Wilson's some kind of, I'm gonna guess, Spanish. Mexican.
I assumed from Brazil.
Brazil.
Because they seem to be a bossa nova artist. Couldn't find a lot about them though, which is true of a lot of the artists this week. But yeah, Holly Wilson has like songs on all these like different bossa nova compilations. I couldn't find a lot of details. They have like an entire Pink Floyd bossa nova cover album.
Hey.
I found their Instagram, but even that didn't have many details.
Damn, I didn't even find that.
I think this is the same person because they're talking about this Lost and Found album.
So yeah, this version is a lot of vocals. So instead of the guitar riff on guitar, we get
yeah, they moved to voice, right? On the main riff on voice, which is a few like layered vocal tracks, and it's all very gentle because like it is different from the bossa nova we generally listen to. It feels a little, I don't know about more modern, but it feels like a kind of a different evolution.
Yeah.
Because obviously this is still 2007, and you know you kind of hear that like it's got a bit of that like bossa beat, but it's not like that really like early like jazz centric bossa nova sound that we are, I think, more accustomed to.
Yeah. I guess it is just that beat, because a lot of this is like really glassy piano, soft vocals, and like a bit of synth. It's not exactly what we would consider like the classic bossa covers we get on this show.
It's a lot more like poppy sounds and like soft synth and stuff, and like that like electric piano keys and things like that. So a lot of the riffing, is like vocal, you know, layered tracks and stuff, and then the keys kind of play along to that. And then there's a few neat moments, like the rhythm kind of changes to like the backbeat for a bit, which happens like 1:15 is my timestamp, 3:15 happens again. In the like now I know she's got, you know, the built-in ability, so like that's on the pre-chorus.
Yeah.
And then there's also a little flute solo.
Yes, there is.
Which is fun. And also brief.
Now, is that actual synth or is that actual flute, or is that synth flute?
Well, I have no idea. It sounds kind of synthy in some
You weren't
ways.
in the studio?
I wasn't there. I wasn't in the studio. Not for this one. For all the other ones I was, though. 6 out of 7 ain't bad.
6? I mean, yeah, I'm glad. That's the kind of commitment I expect from you, is to be in these recording sessions for acts from years ago. Yeah, dude. It's glassy. It's very easy listening, this one.
Yeah, I think it's a nice version. Maybe not groundbreaking, but it's definitely
Yeah.
like, it feels different in the sense that I always hear like, oh, jazz is not what you think of when people say jazz, because that's kind of like the jazz stereotype, but it's evolved since then.
Right.
And I get the sense that like it's kind of also true of bossa nova. Like when we're like, oh, this is bossa nova in like the old jazzy sense, but like there's a modern version of it that's very different. I have to assume, because that's true of everything.
Right.
But I don't know what that sounds like. And I assume this is just like a step along the way.
Yeah, I believe that. One more note on that. What do you think about the gender swap? He seems to have a visible.
Yeah, I it's fine. I didn't really. It's like hardly noticeable.
Yeah, is it more sinister if this person's a dude, though?
If this person's a man, I don't know. Maybe
Lines like there's something about him you just can't trust, like, seems a little too real, maybe.
I mean, ultimately, probably not. But I definitely like would kind of feel that way. Like, other way, it's like a very manipulative person. But
That's true.
yeah, or it feels like a manipulative person.
I mean, we're being told by Phil Collins. We don't know how reliable he is.
It's true. Maybe Phil Collins is the manipulative person.
Could be. We could ask his 3 ex-wives.
Yeah, we could ask. We could ask all 3 of his ex-wives. See what his kids think.
See what his 5 children think.
Okay, Lily. Got a question about your dad.
Hey, Jolie.
Jolie.
But we're not going to do that, because we're going to talk about the 2013 act, The Paradise Lambs.
She seems to have an invisible touch, yeah. She reaches in and grabs right hold of your heart. She seems to have an invisible touch, yeah. She takes control, slowly tears you apart.
Who, from what I can gather, is just a Genesis tribute band.
Yeah, Paradise Lambs. They don't seem to have much online. Like, they just have like this, basically.
Yeah.
And they're on Deezer. For what it's worth. But yeah, again, not much on them. I thought maybe they were a Christian rock group, because Lambs and Paradise both sound like words you'd find in a Christian rock group.
Yeah,
name.
even just like the art of this tribute album brings to mind like Christian rock.
Because it looks like very low budget.
Yeah, like a church made this.
Yeah, it looks like, it absolutely looks like low budget Photoshop that you would find on like a poster in a church, for sure.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they are, but they don't indicate it in any way, because this is like the album they have, and it is just all Genesis covers, but also Phil Collins covers, because Against All Odds is on there, and
That's
In the
right.
Air Tonight.
And In the Air Tonight.
And
But Phil
possibly
Collins
other
is
stuff.
Genesis.
I don't know the songs that well.
Listen, yeah, we've covered that. What we got to cover here is some straightforward rock and roll covers of a straightforward rock and roll song.
Oh yeah, baby. Another rock version, a little more straightforward than like Unsung Zeros. And they slow it down a bit.
Yeah.
So it feels a little closer to the original than like Unsung Zeros, but only a little bit. And also, I mean, on the topic of budget and production values, this one sonically definitely like needs another pass on production.
Yeah.
It has this like kind of hollow, distant sound to it, when like it does sound kind of like the vocals are a little far away. So yeah, not huge fan of that. Other than that, though, it's like, as much as it's like kind of lacking punch sonically, it's like fine. You know, they play the distorted guitar. Unlike Unsung Zeros, they kind of like jump right into it and then don't change that much over the course of the song. But I do think this is the one I noticed that like they do the bass licks in the chorus. They're like, like they do that on the guitar, which I think is a good move.
Yeah, brings it forward.
Yeah, but that's like kind of the thing they do that I'm like, oh yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, I liked their. I mean, obviously they do the instrumental section pretty close, but hearing that like arpeggio on a guitar sounds pretty good. That's around 140.
Yeah. But other than that, it's like not a ton. Instrumental, they bring in a lot of these fast arpeggios. Don't know if it's a guitar or synth. It kind of sounds synthy.
Yeah.
And then like also like more chugging. They have a lot of that chugging. So yeah, it does just kind of feel like it's decent. It's not like terrible, but like it could use again some help with the production, and like it's not as tight as I felt the Unsung Heroes version was, at least in terms of like the playing. And
Unsung Heroes, or Unsung
overall
Zeros rather, has
experience.
more of an identity behind it.
Yeah. Whereas this one's like kind of generic
Yeah,
rock
pretty forgettable.
version, especially in 2013.
Especially in 2013. But what about in 2014 with Veronica Marchi?
She seems to have an invisible touch, yeah. She reaches in and grabs right out in your heart. She seems to have an invisible touch, yeah. It takes control and slowly tears you apart.
Oh yeah.
Right?
An Italiana Chantatrice?
Sean.
A singer-songwriter.
Yep. Singer-songwriter from Verona. Started as a child, wrote her first song at the age of 9. 9 years of old.
9 years old. Not bad.
And buddy, what do we got? Acoustic guitar playing and slapping with a little bit of piano.
We sure do. Yeah, it's a soft acoustic cover. And that's what it is. It's it's a decent softer pop version. Like
yeah, her voice is nice. Like she's
her voice sounds nice
and soft.
They kind of like play the like strummed riff on the guitar, and then like the vocals come in, and then piano. So like kind of brings them in slowly, and then the piano's like, oh, it's like doing these like soft rolled chords, and then like picks up a bit. So it's all like decent sounds. Overall, it's not like the most exciting one, but I don't know. It's kind of like nice to slow down for this one. I'd maybe put it on a similar level to Paradise Lambs. It's definitely better production values than Paradise Lambs.
Yeah, it's better production value. It is a little boring, but like piano gets to noodle around a bit. The production is nice. It is just a version like this is so trite. And does it actually get anything out of Invisible Touch? Is there something about making the song softer?
Yeah, that makes it work better.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
It's weird to sing softly about like, oh, she's got something you just can't trust. It's like
something mysterious.
But yeah, it works well enough. It's fine. It's a little tedious.
Yeah, and she does not pronounce any H's.
No. She's never even heard of H.
Doesn't know what an H is. That's fine. Just skip it. That's what I do when I don't recognize a letter.
That's right. Get rid of it.
But yeah, that's pretty much that version.
That's that version. So we got to move on to the year still 2014 to talk about Chill Phil.
She seemed to have an invisible touch, yeah. She reaches in and grabs right hold of your heart. She seemed to have an invisible touch, yeah. It takes control.
Chill Phil. So, Chill Phil. The album is called Acoustic Lounge Unplugged, which this is not acoustic or unplugged. What a strange name. It's pretty electronic, like quite.
Yeah, I would argue not even lounge.
No. Like,
also,
you could argue lounge, but not acoustic.
Not acoustic. Now, here's my next problem with this. Chill Phil, sure, like Chill Pill, it's Phil Collins, it's chill.
Sure.
Isn't Chill Collins a way cooler name?
Yeah, absolutely. Is this even a real group? Because there's like another group I think called Chill Phil, and like Phil Chill, and like there's so many variations of this that I was having trouble narrowing it down, and I think I did find them on Spotify ultimately.
Okay.
But like it also kind of seemed like there's more than one group with this name.
I guess I'd believe that, but these guys are very clearly like they seem to be a one-off Phil Collins cover project.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which of course includes Genesis songs like Invisible Touch.
Yeah, any like late Genesis songs tend to get included.
Yeah. So, yeah, what do we got? Like synth drones basically throughout. Like in the background, very ambient and very echoey vocals.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so much echo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Comes in with that echo, and then it's like, well, I mean, it comes in with like super filtered stuff, right? And then like fades in.
Yeah.
And it's slow too, and there's a lot of reverb on it. So yeah, it's trying to be chill, I guess. And you kind of get this like droning, wavery synth. So I would say, yeah, not unplugged, chill. Fair enough. There's a
Feel for
chillness to
sure.
it, even though like it has some intensity to it. I would say it's not like lo-fi beats to study and relax to or whatever. It's not like
Yeah.
that level of chill, but it's
There's
more laid
almost-
back than the
yeah.
original, and like the sounds themselves are less intense
Yeah. I almost found like a Chariots of Fire vibe to this.
because it's got like this. Yeah, it does have that,
Yeah,
and then
a
it
bit of
plays
that,
the like
dun, 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 dun.
yes,
Like a bit of-
it does, but like the riff is da 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 da. That's been slowed down.
yeah. And just like
yeah,
the-
absolutely.
The sort of like thrumming of the like synth, the way it like, yeah, there's a bit of that like echo to it. There's like, yeah, not exactly chill, but like low tempo, inspirational almost.
Right, and well, like if you go to about the 1 minute mark, and I think this is probably true throughout, but like you have the echo on the synth, you have like the drums, which are just playing a drum beat, but because of the way they sound, it's almost that ta ta ta. It's like it's not that,
Yeah.
but like they're playing like kind of like a tambourine sound.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like where the second hit, like the echoed hit, is almost emphasized more than the initial hit. Same with that
Yeah.
synth. That
Like it comes up and then fades.
yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, it does have like a Chariots of Fire feel to it for sure. So yeah, I don't know if chill. I guess I always get like this where I'm like, is it chill really? And like I know it's just like kind of more the aesthetic than anything. Like they're using like sounds that are in the like chill range,
yeah,
but at the same time, I'm like, okay, but this song has an intensity to it, and like the way they raise it up is like I don't feel chill. Like even though the sounds are not like really intense, like distorted guitar, I wouldn't call
Yeah.
it chill because there's like a triumph to it, and I'm not feeling chill if I'm feeling triumphant.
yeah. It like kind of motivates me to
Exactly.
to do something. I'm like, yeah, we can do this. Like it isn't chill. What is it then? Inspirational?
It's Collins. I don't know, man.
It's Collins.
It's
dude.
Phil. Definitely Phil.
It's definitely 100%. This is Phil, except for the fact that it's also Mike and Tony.
It's also Mike and Tony. Phil, Mike, and Tony. But yeah, ultimately, I do think this one is like reasonably solid, and I did kind of like the aesthetic. But yeah, the chill, every descriptor of this, chill, acoustic, lounge, unplugged, is not true. The only thing true is Phil and Invisible Touch. Like if you look at the
Yeah, if we're looking at what's
Description.
advertised to us, yeah, it really only delivers on two things.
So if you ignore all that, fair enough. There's a lot of, and it's a lot of synth sounds, like, Choir of Angels, synth drones. There's a lot of like harmony and like just synths filling space with various drones and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's cool, chill. I don't know. It's definitely slower and in a very different way from like the bossa nova version. And the synth sounds are like decent enough, a bit on the cheesy side, but it's also Invisible Touch by Genesis, so like fair.
Yeah, so cheese is kind of built right in.
Yeah, so like go for it. It works
Yeah, it worked. And
as
I
much
was
as like
just-
sorry
I don't
interrupted
know.
you.
Yeah, it worked. That was really it. It's just like I don't really fully understand why.
I know.
don't fully understand this band.
As much as I'm like being way too aggressive about it, I'm like, yeah, fine, it worked, whatever.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
You
seem
win,
like it
chill Phil.
should. Chill Phil.
Don't have to be happy about it.
No, certainly not. Which is why we're going to move on to 2019 to talk about Os Digitalistas and Monique.
He seems to have an invisible touch, yeah. He reaches in and grabs right hold of your heart. He seems to have an invisible touch, yeah. It takes control and so pretend.
The comedian?
No, I don't think so.
No, not the comedian, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, no associate. A lot of Moniques, as it turns out.
Yeah, turns out the name Monique, to add an apostrophe to it, is not that uncommon.
You might not say it's not unique.
That was a good one. I like that.
Pretty good. Pretty off the cuff.
But I did a fake laugh anyway.
Yeah,
but it was real. It felt real to me.
The laugh was fake. The joy was real.
The joy was real.
So these guys are digital minds crafting bossa from the inside out.
Yeah, they're this like musical collective, right? This Os Digitalistas.
Yeah, from Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo.
And yeah, I couldn't find a whole lot on Monique, but they seem to be involved in a lot of these like vintage whatever cafe compilations.
There is like a collection of women who exist solely to be used once or twice on a like bossa or reggae like cafe.
Yeah, or like these
cover.
electronic covers.
Yeah.
And I don't know, something like they all kind of sound the same.
Yes.
Somehow. So I don't know if there's like this whole like axis of people who sing but don't sound unique enough to be like pop stars. I don't know if there's a way of singing that is more generic, or it's just like some people have it and have a unique voice. I don't know if that's natural or if that is just one way to do it. And I suspect this is very much like, oh, I'm a singer and not famous. I have to do whatever I'll get paid to do, basically.
Yeah, you're like, well, this will be the step to getting something. And then,
exactly.
Yeah, we talked last week about people who get to a certain skill level and sort of stop experimenting and sort of just become industry standards.
Right.
So this is like the vocal equivalent of that as opposed to like instrumental. It's just like you have this voice that is used particularly in like electronica that like we just need generic woman singer voice. And it's like, well, we got a whole book full of ladies who meet that description. It's like, pick one. There you go. They get a paycheck. Or maybe even not. I don't know.
Well, I hope so. If there's should be money involved, and if there's not, it would be a tragedy. But if there is, which again, I'm hoping there is, it seems like a decent way to like have work as a singer. But yeah, I don't know. And I would also think maybe in these situations you wouldn't be expected to sing in a way that's like super unique because you're not really doing that. Like you're not being a pop star.
Instrument in this like electronic version. So what we have here is a sort of like, I guess, bossa inspired electronic mix. Bossa inspired mostly in that there is like auxiliary percussion, like non-traditional drum kit percussion. I only say this because these guys say they're digital minds crafting bossa from the inside out.
Yeah, from the inside out.
What does that mean? From the inside out? I don't fucking know.
You know, you start on the inside and then you
work your way out. Yeah. Rather than most people usually start from the outside and then fill the inside, you know, they inject
with the Collins. Then you fill it with the Collins.
You fill it with the Collins.
You fill the call in. I don't know, man. I didn't have a whole lot to say about this one, but yeah, it's an electronic version, right?
Yeah.
It's like a reasonably dense, like synth.
Yeah.
Version, including like there's a bit of riffing in the back as Monique is singing, and a lot of those like synthy piano pulses. So like I would say maybe it's a bit generic as far as electronic music goes to me, and I didn't necessarily hear the bossa connection.
I think it's that little that like cowbell that's in the left. I think that's
and like
bossa.
that's it, eh?
I think that might be it.
Okay.
Listen, it's a little different when you build it from the inside out, okay?
Right.
You're so used to outside in bossa, you don't even know what you're hearing.
Ticka, ticka, ticka. Honestly, I see, the more I think about the phrase from the inside out, the more I'm like, maybe it does make sense. So maybe I'm just going crazy. Because like, I do feel like a lot of the time especially when people are doing like cover in the style of, which is the sort of thing that we come across every once in a while, it is very much like, let's apply this aesthetic to another thing. Whereas, as we've talked about over the last couple months a few times, if you're making it from the inside out, you start from like the base values, and then you say, all right, what do we do to this music to make it sort of gel with our value system
Right. So this is like this has the ethos of bossa without wearing bossa's clothing.
Yeah, without worrying about just doing the bossa sounds.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about bossa nova to say, other than I know it's supposed to be laid back. Would you say this is laid back?
Yeah, it's not the most hype up dance version.
Even compared to Chill Phil, it's got like more chillness to it.
Yeah, this can definitely compete with Chill Phil for chillest version this week.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Chill Phil is more chill than this.
No.
But yeah, I mean it's a decent little like electronic version, goes through the songs and like has a lot of sound, you know, they fill the soundscape. They do all the things and
Yeah,
such.
we do some breakdowns and get some
Yeah.
vocals. So it's very chill. You know what? Chiller than Phil.
yeah. There's also a bass solo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My timestamp is 140 or 154 rather, which is neat. Everything is like there, but kind of really filtered down. And then it basically plays a verse and a pre-chorus section on bass.
Yeah.
As like do synths are still there. So we're still like dancing, but like we go through those sections on the bass.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple bass line. I think it's generous to call that a bass solo.
But it's the only thing playing. It's not like improvising, I don't think, or not heavily anyway. But,
Yeah, but
like,
you also
it
got
is
the
focus.
percussion and stuff and those synths playing.
That's true. I guess you could just call it an instrumental.
I think it is. I would love for this to be a God's simplest
A bass
bass solo,
solo?
but I do think it is.
It's an instrumental verse
it's an
and
instrumental
pre-chorus.
verse, yeah.
/ like
Yeah.
breakdown section.
But the bass is a little funner in the pre-chorus there when it starts moving up a bit. Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, there is like the bass has parts to enjoy, but yeah, I don't think it's a solo.
Fair enough. There's a lot of bass there though.
Yeah.
We've talked about the singer a little bit, not a whole lot.
Yeah.
She kind of sounds like you might expect from a cover like this. Airy singing.
Yeah.
That's not. I don't have much more to say about it.
That's we
She does a
called her
fine job.
generic in the first half of
I
our.
did.
And I cruel but maybe fair. She sounds fine. She sounds like she has technical skill, like you said, airy singing. There's nothing stand out to me though. I'm not like I got to see more Monique. There's a reason that Monique, when you Google it, still comes up with the comedian and actress and not whoever this is.
Yeah.
That's this one though, dog, and that means that's all of them this week.
Yeah, that's them.
Which means it's time for our final verdicts. We got 3 categories today: the worst version, the best version, and the version that sounds closest to Peter Gabriel's Genesis. Fuck it. Which one of these is the most prog?
Which of these is the most prog? Okay.
Alex, what's the worst version this week?
The worst version. I think my least favorite is probably Paradise Lambs.
Yeah.
We heard better rock covers, and Paradise Lambs, like, in terms of production values, in terms of just what they're doing, it's just not there.
It's not there. It's trash.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's very generic, very boring, very low budget. Not much to love, and obviously these guys didn't love it enough to continue doing anything after the year 2013. So hey, maybe it's all for the best. Definitely the worst. Alex, what's the best version?
What is the best version? You know, there were some decent ones. I liked Chill Phil more than I thought I would. And then Unsung Zeros is the other one that I actually enjoyed. But I think, oh man, which one am I gonna give it to? It's a tough one. Do you have a number one?
It's really tough. I kind of like my front runners are Chill Phil, Unsung Zeros, even Holly Wilson. I thought was kind of interesting.
I did like Holly Wilson. Holly Wilson was pretty solid.
I think Chill Phil made my brain do the most work, so I'm gonna give it to that one because I was like, "What the fuck's going on here?" I kind of like it. It's kind of Chariots of Fire. It's kind of strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chill Phil this week. Fuck it.
I did like Chill Phil. I think I'll give it to Chill Phil too. I liked Unsung Zeros as well. I thought they made a pretty solid like pop rock cover. But I think I like Chill Phil a little more.
Fair. And well, final category, Alex, in honor of Progtober, which version this week is the most prog?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't know enough about early Genesis to say which is the early Genesis version.
Yeah.
Which is the most prog, though? I gotta say, if there's one thing prog guys like, it's jazz,
Mm,
which means that I gotta give it to Holly Wilson.
that's smart. That's a good choice, Alex. Holly Wilson, very
Even
jazzy.
though it's like not that jazzy, but like it's probably more jazzy than the other ones. And bossa nova is also like jazz adjacent, and a lot of jazz people like bossa nova.
Yeah, so you got a bit of crossover there. That's fair. It's a good call. I'm going to go for us Digitalistas and Monique, because the other thing that prog people like is weird instruments, and this one has the most like cowbell or whatever that is
Yeah.
on the side there. So that's going to be your most prog one this week on a very progless prog week. And that is our final verdict. So if you guys got different opinions, similar opinions, want to talk to us about a version we didn't talk about, hit us up on the app Blue Sky, at Snaky Me, at some Alex Wise Guy. Send us your comments, questions, concerns, suggestions for future episodes. You can also email those to us at covermepod@gmail.com and talk to us there. Be sure to rate and review us. We're on all the apps. All the freaking apps, dude. We're on YouTube. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Amazon Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on Pocket Cast, Podurama, Podbean. Every single app. Tell your friends and families and neighbors and loved ones about us. What you can really do this week to get the word out there. And this might be more of a long-term project. So if you're like a scientist and you're in the field and you make a discovery and you get to like name it after something, try naming it after Cover Me. I don't care if it's a new species of bug. I don't care if it's the next strain of COVID. If we get COVID-19 Cover Me, we're going to get the word out there, folks. And then people can debate which is worse, the podcast or the disease. But that is what you can do this week. And that does it for today's episode of Cover Me. And as we always say on Cover Me's got something you just can't trust.